It was a warm Thursday evening, June 28, 2007, in the quiet town of Grand Junction, Colorado. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across manicured lawns and family homes. Inside one of them, 3 children waited for their mother to return. She never did. Paige Bergfeld was the kind of mother every child dreamed of. Devoted, energetic, full of life. She packed school lunches with handwritten notes. She cheered the loudest at soccer games. She tucked her children in with stories and soft kisses on their foreheads. She was always there, until, suddenly, she wasn't. Later that night, her 8-year-old daughter, unable to reach her mother, walked into the Mesa County Sheriff's Office with a simple, gut-wrenching declaration. Within days, Paige's red Ford Focus was found engulfed in flames in a deserted parking lot. Her purse and personal belongings still inside. But Paige was gone. No signs of struggle, no witnesses, and no immediate clues. What began as a missing persons case would soon spiral into a labyrinth of secrets, a haunting double life, and a devastating truth no one was prepared to confront. Paige Bergfeld. Born in 1973, Paige was sharp, independent, and full of ambition. From a young age, she radiated warmth and determination. Those who knew her described her as unstoppable. She danced ballet. She volunteered. She had a laugh that made people feel safe. After college, she married her high school sweetheart, Howard Beegler. The relationship didn't last, but the bond remained cordial. Her second marriage, to businessman Rob Dixon, was different, controlling, abusive, and traumatizing. The union left emotional scars and fractured her sense of trust. She escaped with her children, swearing never to let anyone hurt them again. Paige wasn't just a mother, she was a fighter. She juggled multiple roles: entrepreneur, homemaker, friend, and more. She sold Pampered Chef kitchenware. She opened a dance studio for toddlers. She sold books and home goods, all while raising 3 young children single-handedly. But beneath that surface was a secret identity, Carrie, an alias she used to run an escort service called Models Incorporated. Paige offered companionship to wealthy men behind closed doors. She didn't flaunt it, didn't advertise it. She kept it hidden. For most, she was simply Paige, the PTA mom, the dance teacher. But in the shadows, she was surviving in ways many wouldn't understand. Lester Ralph Jones. Jones was a mechanic with a dark past. Gruff, manipulative, and short-tempered, he'd served time in the 90s for assault and kidnapping. He had a wife, a small business, and a boiling temper. When Paige disappeared, Lester claimed he didn't know her. But when investigators checked her phone records, his number appeared again and again, including on the day she vanished. Suddenly, he wasn't a stranger, he was a suspect. June 28, 2007. That morning, Paige met her first ex-husband, Howard, for a family picnic with the kids. They laughed, reminisced, and after a long day, said their goodbyes. Paige drove off alone, promising to call later. She never did. That evening, Paige answered one final call. Then, silence. July 1, 2007. Paige's red Ford Focus was discovered ablaze in a deserted parking lot. The fire was intense, likely started with an accelerant. Her checkbook, purse, and makeup bag were found in the back seat. Oddly untouched. Also inside, business cards for Models Inc. That clue cracked open Paige's hidden world. Investigators soon discovered she was escorting under the alias Carrie. It wasn't prostitution in the traditional sense, many clients never received more than companionship. But it was a dangerous business. Detectives created a timeline of her last days and calls. Lester Jones' name surfaced quickly. He had contacted Paige multiple times in the 48 hours before she disappeared. He was a recent client. He lied about knowing her. And he had a violent past. But there was still no body. For weeks, Paige's children clung to hope. Her youngest taped drawings of their mom to the front door. Her daughter waited each day at the window, convinced she'd see her car pulling into the driveway. Her parents, Frank and Suzanne Bergfeld, were shattered. They grieved not just her disappearance, but the discovery of her double life. It was painful, her father admitted. But she wasn't doing it for thrill or attention. She was doing it to protect her children. To feed them. To keep the lights on. Her brother Craig left his job and moved into her house to care for her children. Their grief became quiet and constant. Every birthday passed with an empty seat. Every holiday was missing her laugh. The investigation dragged on. Police interrogated Lester Jones, but without a body, they couldn't charge him. He had no alibi for the night of her disappearance. But circumstantial evidence wasn't enough. Whispers spread. Had Paige run away? Did she fake her death? Was she hiding from a dangerous client? For 5 years, the mystery haunted Grand Junction. And then, on March 6, 2012, everything changed. It was a cloudless afternoon in Wells Gulch, a desolate stretch near Route 50 in Delta County. 2 hikers moved through the underbrush when they spotted something glinting in the dirt. It was a human jawbone. Police cordoned off the area. Forensic teams arrived and scoured the brush. They found duct tape, some still clinging to strands of blonde hair. Her skull was fractured. Her remains were weathered, brittle, scattered. But dental records confirmed what everyone feared. It was Paige. The location was remote, hidden well. Whoever killed her wanted her to disappear forever. The case, once cold, suddenly burned with urgency. Prosecutors believed that Paige had tried to cut off contact with Lester Jones. Perhaps she sensed his volatility. Perhaps she knew he was becoming obsessed. Jones likely feared exposure. If his wife found out, his business, his life, would crumble. His ego couldn't handle rejection. His past crimes hinted at what he might do when crossed. He didn't see Paige as a human being. He saw her as something he could control or destroy. After Paige's remains were found, it took 2 more years to build a case. In 2014, Lester Jones was arrested and charged with kidnapping and murder. But justice wasn't swift. The first trial in 2016 ended in a mistrial. Jurors couldn't agree. But the family didn't give up. A second trial was held that December. On December 27, 2016, Lester Jones was found guilty on all counts. The courtroom erupted in tears. Her children, now older, held each other as the verdict was read. Jones was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He now resides in Fremont Correctional Facility, locked away forever. Paige's story is layered and heartbreaking. It's about survival. About what a mother will do to protect her children in a world that doesn't offer second chances. She was judged harshly for her secret life, but few understood the full picture. She wasn't reckless. She was strategic. She wasn't ashamed. She was afraid. She wasn't broken. She was resilient. Her life challenges us to rethink how we view women who live double lives out of necessity. Her death forces us to question how society handles sex work, single motherhood, and violence against women. Paige Bergfeld lived a life of complexity, sacrifice, and undeniable love. She was a mother before anything else, a woman who bore the weight of the world with a brave face and a loving heart. Though she was taken too soon, her memory lives on, not as a victim, not as a scandal, but as a symbol of quiet strength. Behind the headlines, behind the alias, was a woman who mattered. And that woman was named Paige. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep Paige's memory alive, and give a voice to the women who no longer have one.